So I was pretty excited for this to come out. This is Jason Bourne from 2016. Just came out, saw it maybe a week after it came out, I think. And I really like the Bourne movies, the first three, Bourne Identity, Supremacy, and Ultimatum with Jason Bourne. Matt Damon. I really like them. They're very watchable. Like anytime they come on, I'll just pretty much sit and watch the whole thing. I think they're just really intriguing. The first one's really good. I like the second and third one. I think the third one, maybe you can kind of see it's getting a little repetitive on what they're doing, but they're still really enjoyable. And so this one, again, stars Matt Damon as Jason Bourne, and it teams him up again with the same director. Paul Greengrass did the last two Bourne movies. He actually didn't do the first one, which I think is probably the best one. Bourne Identity was actually directed by Doug Liman. So a different director for the first one, but this director, Paul Greengrass, is back. He's actually worked with Damon quite a bit. And they always said that they would do another one if both of them came back to do it. So they finally did. There was a fourth Bourne movie, The Bourne Legacy, with Jeremy Renner. That one didn't go over as well. I really didn't like that one. I thought the plot was kind of boring. And I don't know why, but I'm just not a big Jeremy Renner fan for some reason. I usually try to give him the benefit of the doubt most of the time, but he just doesn't work for me usually as an actor. But anyways, this one I was pretty excited for, and then ended up being kind of disappointing. It has a very, very weak plot. It's pretty muddled. It just kind of goes through the paces. He doesn't talk. I think he's talked less and less throughout the movies, and he barely speaks any dialogue in this one at all. And at the beginning, he's doing like some street fighting in, I can't remember, it was like Serbia or something, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. He's doing street fighting just to make money. And then there's not really much going on with him. But then Julia Stiles is back as Nikki Parsons, and she's stealing some sort of data, some information, brings that to him, they meet up, and that kind of kicks off the rest of the plot. And then, so just like before, there's somebody in the CIA that's involved and trying to find him and whatnot. This time it's Tommy Lee Jones is CIA director Robert Dewey, and then along with him is a younger CIA person played by Alicia Vikander. She plays Heather Lee. You might recognize her from Ex Machina. She's really good in that. But anyways, they're the two CIA people trying to find him, trying to get Bourne like they always do. And then there's also Vincent Cassel. He's a really good French actor. He's like the asset guy, the other hitman out to get him. So it's pretty rote by this point, the plot points. So Tommy Lee Jones is playing the old curmudgeon-y director, like Noah Vosen and like Brian Cox's character, and who else was kind of Albert Finney, who was the first one. Chris Cooper was in the first one. So Tommy Lee Jones is playing that role, the really old school guy that just wants to kill him, get him out of the picture. And then Alicia Vikander's playing the role of the more like what Joan Allen did as Pam Landy. Like, she's in the CIA, but maybe she's a little more understanding of Bourne and maybe wants to work with him a little bit more. So that's her role. We've seen this before. And then Vincent Cassel is the asset. He's just another super badass spy that wants to kill him. So, like I said, that's kind of, I don't know. I really wanted to like this. I didn't have my expectations like too high because I started feeling, or just hearing some of the reports, reading the reviews, that it wasn't great. And it just, unfortunately, it doesn't go anywhere. They have a plot with his dad. Jason Bourne's dad is like involved in the CIA, and that's supposed to be a thing. And then there's this other little side plot with the actor Riz Ahmed. He was in Nightcrawler. He plays like basically like a big Silicon Valley guy. Like, he owns Google or Facebook or something pretty much. And he's working with the CIA to some extent. So there's a plot with him and Tommy Lee Jones' character, but it's just so unimpactful. It just doesn't. It's just really sad. Like, there's no reason why Bourne's doing all this. I don't think it helps that he doesn't talk throughout the movie. But, you know, there's usually been better motivation for him in the other movies. The first one, he's just trying to figure out what the hell's happening with him. You know, he doesn't have a memory. So he's trying to figure out what's going on. The second one, he's really pissed about Marie. And that kind of carries over into the third one. The second and third one is kind of him getting revenge for Marie and just trying to tie things up. They do it a lot better than in this one. There's not really any point for him to be doing any of this. And it just really shows. It's pretty boring throughout. There's Paul Greengrass is pretty well known for like his shaky cam, and it can get pretty bad at points. I didn't think it was as bad in the other movies that he did, but in this one it gets too shaky at points. You can't really see what's happening, and it messes with the action. It's kind of a little too much at this point. There are some decent chase scenes. There's one in the beginning in Greece that deals with Bourne and Nikki together. That's a pretty good scene. And then later there's a pretty intense one in Vegas, because it's kind of just like a super hardcore car chase scene there towards the end. But I still don't think they're like the best ones in the series. The Mini Cooper car chase in the first one was just awesome. It's like he's in this little car and it's pretty sweet. And the motorcycle scene in the third one, I can't remember now, when they're in like Morocco, and he's riding the motorcycle through the little town and the little alleys against Dev. That one's really cool. So these don't compare to that, I don't think, in my opinion, but a couple okay action scenes is about it. Really sad. I'm only giving this a 2 out of 5, which is pretty low. It's not worth seeing in the theaters for sure. I wouldn't go spend money on it. I'd wait just to rent it, see it for free, or rent it for $1 or whatever for cheap. It's sad. The first 3 are really good. They took a dive when they tried to change pace with Jeremy Renner. That one didn't work, and then this one didn't work as well. So I think they're officially out of steam for this franchise. Should have been done with the first 3 and called it quits. Tried to take another stab at it. It didn't work, unfortunately. So the Bourne franchise with Matt Damon, I think, is done. So, alright, that'll be it. 2 out of 5. Don't really recommend it.